It's my favourite Raw of the year, and it's done. The Raw after WrestleMania. Lots to talk about. I haven't got loads of time for this review, so I'll try and do it swiftly and as quickly as possible. We'll go through Raw in chronological order, talking about everything that happened on the show, giving you my thoughts and opinions on what went on, analysing what it might mean for the future. So let's get right in to analysing Monday Night Raw. The crowd, as always, were friggin' bloody on fire. At some points, maybe you could argue it's insulting to the performers, and I get that at some points. But at the same time, it's a Raw after WrestleMania, and you got to kind of expect that. You've had a big payday yesterday. I think these big talents can deal with it. Let's talk about the crowd who made the first segment. Roman Reigns came out, and the crowd booed him the fuck out of the building. It's as simple as that. Nobody wants him to speak. Nobody wants him to do anything because of what he did last night, because he's being booked. I'm not going to go over it again, but fucking hell. I mean, this crowd was shitting on Roman Reigns like nothing I've ever seen before in my whole entire goddamn life. And he dropped one line, and it was one poignant yet perfect line. Who, even though I don't like Roman Reigns and I hate what happened last night, and I still don't think he's turning full heel, this is what I kind of like. I still want him to turn full heel. What's the point in having him as kind of a likes the people he likes, doesn't like the people he doesn't like? What the fuck? No, just fucking turn him heel, for fuck's sake. Don't cop out. But he dropped the one-liner, and that was, "It's my yard now." No, actually, I don't think he said that. I think he said, "This is my yard now," or something like that. And yeah, it was perfect. He then dropped the mic and got the fuck out of there. So the crowd literally booed him off, but he still said what he wanted to say, and what he said was damn important. Roman Reigns saying, "This is my yard now." What a segment. I know it sounds stupid, but I loved it. Absolutely loved every minute of it. Please fucking turn Roman Reigns heel. This guy is awesome when he's heel. Next up, we saw the Hardy Boys in action for the first time on Monday Night Raw in fucking donkeys. Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I don't believe this was for the title, at least I don't think it was. And the Hardy Boys did win the match. They won it clean. And yeah, the club lose cleanly. But at the same time, look, it's the Hardys. It's their first game back. It's the first match back. They needed the win. They looked awesome. They didn't look like they were missing a step, and that's no real surprise, really, because they've still been wrestling. I mean, some people think when you leave WWE, that's it, you stop wrestling. No, still as awesome as ever. What a moment we saw on Monday Night War on WrestleMania when they returned. Absolutely unbelievable moment. Absolutely loved it to bits. Where does this leave the club? I don't know, if I'm honest with you. But obviously, we've got the Superstar Shake-Up next week. I'll be doing a video on that midweek, where I'll be talking about who I want to draft. I wanted to do it WrestleMania week. I didn't get around to doing it, so I'll definitely be doing it. But I'm over the moon that they're going to be shaking things up, because we need a bit of a shake-up, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, Styles can come to Raw, Strowman can go to SmackDown, and some stuff like that can happen. So, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. But, yeah, Matt Hardy and the club... Matt Hardy in the club? Fuck. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy looked fucking awesome. Great victory. Crowd were hot for it. Delete the club. And that's exactly what the Hardy Boys did. Their next opponents we'll find out a little bit later. We then got a cruiserweight match with Mustafa Ali versus Neville. I didn't even know who this Mustafa Ali was until this match. And you'll probably think to yourself, Cameron, he's been competing with the cruiserweights for fucking ages now. Well, I'm sorry, but I fast forward the segment, so I didn't really know. But I thought I won't fast forward it. And we had Beatlemania going on the crowd. But Mustafa Ali did very, very good and impressed me a lot. Neville getting the victory, no surprise there. But Mustafa Ali hanging in there. And, yeah, looks like a really good acquisition to the cruiserweights. He's probably been there from the start, but, yeah. We then got the new Raw General Manager being announced. A lot of people talking about it being Kurt Angle, and it is. Vince McMahon came out and basically praised the fans for having their opinion, being the most passionate, because they were booing Roman Reigns while he was out. There always makes me die. I mean, they boo Roman Reigns, but they don't boo Vince McMahon. It's like, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I like Vince McMahon. He's done incredible stuff for the business. I don't agree with his decision about WrestleMania, and I'd have probably booed him on that basis. But yeah, it always kind of gets me. I'm like, hang on a minute, come on, be consistent here. But they did, to be fair, shout at him and say Roman sucks, and he said, well, yeah, no, that's your opinion, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut up, Vince, you're turning fucking heel, bitch. Then he announced that obviously we've got this superstar shake-up, which is basically the draft. I assume it's the draft. I just assume they're giving it a different name. I don't know. And then he announced a new general manager. First, Teddy Long came out. That was funny. And then it was actually, you suck. It was Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's a new general manager of Raw. And that is not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. Be interested to see what Angle can do. He's very, very funny. All his segments can be entertaining and funny. And who knows, this might lead to him feuding with one of the superstars on Raw and having a match at next year's WrestleMania. So Mick Foley is a goner, as we already knew, but he is actually gone now. And he's been replaced by the new Hall of Famer in Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle, the general manager of Raw. I never get too excited about general managers because at the end of the day, they don't actually have that much control. But the segments it'll be in will be entertaining. We then saw the New Day versus the Revival. And I was over the moon with the fact that the Revival have come up. Although a bit pissed off that they're up on Raw. Although obviously with the superstar shake-up, they could be switched to SmackDown. So I'm not really going to moan too much about that yet. I will obviously next week if they don't. But yeah, good match against the New Day. The Revival, in my opinion, are one of the best teams in professional wrestling at the moment. NXT, they're unbelievable. The matches they put on, their old school tag team, they're an old school tag team, and they're just freaking fucking awesome. And it's a shame the Hardys versus the Revival could actually happen. And it looks like that we might have an injury to Kofi Kingston in the end. So maybe the start of the Revival versus New Day feud, which I don't mind at all. Finally, New Day doing something. And the fact that the Revival were able to beat the New Day cleanly on their first night shows that the company is high up on this tag team. Now, I don't want to get too carried away because that's not often meant stuff. In the past, they've been high on tag teams and it's come to nothing. But I hope that this time it means something. As I said, I'm very short for time, so if I'm rushing, I do apologise. Bayley, Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke versus Charlotte, Nia Jackson, Emma. Emma, finally, evil Emma. The Emma that she should have fucking come like 17 weeks ago is back. And, yeah, she looked good. She looked very, very good. She's very good in the ring, as we know. And, yeah, the faces getting the victory. Sasha Banks with a pinfall. They all kind of worked together, although at the end there was kind of a bit of a hint that with Sasha kind of snatching the title. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. And then she was kind of had a couple of looks that maybe we're seeing a little bit of a breakup between those two. I think the superstar shake-up will certainly affect that. And then at the end of the match, obviously, Charlotte was pissed off with Nia Jax and Emma. She was pushing them about, and Nia Jax lost the plot and fucking destroyed Charlotte. So maybe the start of a Nia Jax Charlotte program. If that is the case, then I don't know who's going to be the face in that. But yeah, I mean it's not bad. It's not a bad pairing. And Emma looked good in my opinion. I know some will say she didn't get her spot. It was all about Nia Jax and Charlotte at the end, but fuck's sake, you can't please everybody. I mean, at the end of the day, this wasn't about her. You know, much the same as it wasn't really about Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Dana Brooke. This was about Charlotte and Jax. We then got Brock Lesnar coming out with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman cut a promo about the fairy tale of Brock, not the fairy tale, the superhero story of Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Very, very good from Heyman as always. Never seems to get anything wrong, never seems to make a mistake. And then he also spoke about maybe Brock Lesnar's next challenger being the person who is now the 2 in 23 and 2. That being Roman Reigns. Now everyone booed, and I'm still pissed off about the match against The Undertaker, but I don't mind this. This could be awesome. It makes so much sense storyline. You know, the two people that beat Undertaker at WrestleMania collide to actually see who is the big deal. I don't mind that at all. When Strowman came out, holy shit, that was goddamn awesome. Fucking loved it. And yeah, I mean, I hope this turns into a triple threat. Strowman, Lesnar, Reigns. Holy shit, I'm motherfucking excited. And the way Strowman showed absolutely no fear to Brock Lesnar is something we have not seen in WWE. He had no respect for Brock Lesnar. He pushed Brock Lesnar. And that is fucking awesome. That is Braun Strowman, and this is why I'm becoming a big Braun Strowman fan. I love Brock Lesnar. I love Strowman. Don't like Reigns, but if we have Reigns Lesnar, I'm down for it. If it's Braun Strowman Lesnar, I'm down for it. If it's Reigns Lesnar Strowman, I'm down for it. This could be very, very awesome. Great story, and hopefully we get the triple threat or a singles match of any of the three scenarios at Payback, and it'd be damn good. Love this segment. Bleacher Report grading it C+. Go suck my dick. I give it an A. That's why I don't even bother reading Bleacher Report. I mean, I really don't. I don't even read their analysis anymore. It's just pointless. And they always copy my fucking opinions. So it literally looks like I've copied Bleacher Report. And I haven't. They literally, I swear to God, copy my goddamn opinions. But they disagree with me massively on this. Well, I haven't even read the analysis, but they're giving it C+, so I don't really care about their analysis. We then got a number one contenders match. Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Thank God Sheamus and Cesaro won. The match was pretty good, actually. Not a bad tag team match, sort of Raw bout tag team match. This could signal that Enzo Amore and Big Cass are either splitting up or going to SmackDown. Haven't really come to a conclusion as of yet as to which way and which one that is. Although I don't really like Big Cass, I can see him being a decent single star. Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Hardy Boys is something I very, very much like. Really liking Sheamus and Cesaro as a tag team. I've liked them for a long time. And I think they're winning people over slowly. And the Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro could be a very, very good match. And credit to Sheamus especially. And I say Sheamus especially because I suppose it's kind of fickle, because he's the one that had the actual scars and the actual bruises that you could see. And I'm sure the others are a bit beat up. But credit to them all for going out there after a real vicious ladder match and putting on a decent show. And a decent match for us, and it was just that. Credit as well to the Hardys and the club for doing exactly the same thing. Sami Zayn versus Jinder Mahal. Yeah, it's kind of okay. I mean, I don't really mind. It is what it is. Hopefully Sami Zayn moves to SmackDown, although him speaking to Kurt Angle kind of convinced me maybe he won't, but hopefully he does, and he can go up basically, and then be the kind of new AJ Styles for SmackDown. People might laugh when I say that, but I genuinely think he could be. In respect of goes there and basically just takes over the show, and makes it all about him. Not by making it all about him, but if you that didn't really make any sense. But basically, SmackDown becomes awesome because of Sami Zayn. That's what I mean. Or stays awesome, but this time because of Sami Zayn. Jinder Mahal, I don't really like him. He really does irritate me. I don't really know what it is about him, but there's just something about him. He's good enhancement talent. Win for Zayn doesn't really do much for him, but at the same time, he gets a win on Raw on the Raw after WrestleMania. Great segment with Kurt Angle before as well. And yeah, not too bad at all. A bit of a filler, and wasn't bad filler to say the least. We then got Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. Oh wait, we didn't get that. We got Seth Rollins versus a mystery partner, because Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe injured the fuck out of Chris Jericho. Now what does that mean? Does that mean that's how we're going to write Chris Jericho off TV? If it is, I'm okay with that, because that would suggest maybe down the line, once this tour is over, and I haven't really looked into it, so I don't know how long it lasts, etc., whether he has any plans to come back, but that we could revisit this. I mean, maybe as ridiculous as it sounds for next year's WrestleMania. And I know some people are like, Cameron, get a grip, but maybe, I don't know. But it certainly leaves a door open for when he does return. It's an obvious first feud. I often find when superstars return, there's often this thing of nobody really knows what to do with them. They haven't really got anything to do. But you would have that in the locker if Chris Jericho was to return. It's not to say that you'd have to use it. It's just to say it's there, and you can use it, if necessary and if required. But yeah, who was his mystery opponent? Finn frickin' Balor. First time we've seen him since SummerSlam, after Seth Rollins, yes, his tag team partner, injured him at SummerSlam, unintentionally to be fair, but still injured him. And to be fair, the commentators actually picked up on that, which was a surprise, because usually they don't. They're just like, yeah, your face, everybody loves each other now. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor getting the win. Decent match. I didn't watch it. My sort of level of concentration at this point was kind of dwindling, because I was very close to being out, and I watched it. I got up very, very early, 7 o'clock. I'm really fucked. And WrestleMania always does this to me. It takes me about a week to recover. So, a decent match. I'm going to go back and watch it again. But Finn Balor is back on Raw. Got a pop. Everyone expected it, granted. And that's what really pisses me off about the internet age. It's just everything is fucking spoiled. And it's just like, just please, can we not just watch and not be spoiled? I choose not to read the dirt sheet. I choose not to go on the odds for pay-per-views, because I don't want it spoiled. And I'd appreciate it if other people sort of obliged, but I suppose nobody will, and I'm kind of hoping. I suppose it was predictable anyway, wasn't it? I already thought about it logically after WrestleMania and thought, yes, he'll come. Didn't know how and didn't know what. So what does this mean? He pins Kevin Owens. Does it mean it's a Balor Owens? Does it mean Rollins Rollins Joe? I don't know. But what I am pretty confident on is that Finlay Balor moves. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. What I'm confident is AJ Styles coming to Raw, Finn Balor, AJ Styles. There's going to be something with them. And if Finn Balor happens to go to SmackDown, his feud will be with the Wyatt family. That's why they didn't really start anything with any of these four, because I think two of them at least will be involved in the brand split, whether that be literally involved by changing brands or by having somebody come to the brand who they're then feuding with, if that makes sense. Decent Raw after WrestleMania. There wasn't really a bad segment on the show. Enjoyed it very much. We've got the headlines. Kurt Angle's the champ. Kurt Angle's the general manager. Brock Lesnar's next challenger could be Reigns. It could be Braun Strowman. Balor's back. The Revival have debuted. Hardys are back as well, looking very, very good. And the big question we all want to know now is Shinsuke Nakamura going to make an entrance on SmackDown Live? It's the SmackDown after WrestleMania, which usually ain't a great show, but this time, this year, it might well be. Thank you very much for watching this Raw review. If you haven't enjoyed it, please have a like. Raw after WrestleMania gets a solid 7 out of 10 from me. And don't worry, WrestleMania season's not just over yet. We've got one more show to go. And then the Superstar Shake-Up. There's always sometimes a downtime after WrestleMania. Not this year. Things are being shaken up by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Well, not really by him, but anyway, yeah. That is it. In Roman Reigns' words, this is my channel. Or as he'd say, this is my yard now. None of that made any sense. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Love you all. Woo-hoo.